this is called troubleshooting. We want to show you guys that we do the same thing you do when you're in class and you're trying to troubleshoot. It's all good. And Joe is on the fly troubleshoot. I'm impressed.
Okay. Sorry about the video. We'll learn from that for next time, but at least you got everything else working.
Yep.
All right, let's
Welcome,
yeah,
Cameron and Debbie.
Sorry?
I was just saying, welcome, Cameron and Debbie. They're just coming in. We're up to 40 now.
Should we wait just a little bit more? Or you want me to get going?
No, let's get going.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to our GenCyber pre-camp. As you see on the actual screen, we're going to talk about some things such as our Discord and stuff like that. So if you can, get that link right there. I'll post it as well. No, we're not going to spam you with this. Sorry, hold on.
So Carmen can't hear.
Carmen can't hear. All right, where is Carmen? Stephen, you got that side box?
Carmen. I enabled her. She just said she can't hear, so I don't know where. It's in her settings.
It looks like she's got a last minute district update, so she's trying.
Scrambling with that, yeah.
CC, how do I turn on
the closed captions? I think you can turn it on yourself too, Bahavna, I think, but maybe it's disabled in the webinar because I know I can really turn it on in a meeting.
I don't think I have that option.
Yeah, I don't think you have it in the webinar.
No more webinars.
Yeah.
Used to be a good one. Now this is terrible.
Rob asked about the Discord link. Will it be posted elsewhere?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. So, okay, we will do that. So
you were suggesting that to Bahavna was suggesting to Carmen. Yeah, great point, Bahavna. So Carmen, if you can turn on the closed caption, then you'll be able to see the words if you can't hear us. Great point. Of course, you can't hear me say that. So
all is well that ends well. I figured it out. So sorry about the interruption.
Okay.
Awesome.
So sorry about the interruption.
I am posting a Discord link right now if you want to check that on the chat as we do introductions. So here we go. I will come back to that, just sort of have the link ready. There we go, introduction. So we're going to talk to our team right now and introduce. Most of you, of course, know Cori. My name is Joe Urbz. I'm one of the cyber range coordinators at the Cyber Center of Excellence. And we have Stephen, if you would introduce yourself, and then Dr. Farris, and then we'll go through our team really briefly here. So Stephen, take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Faulkner. As Joe said, I am the other cyber range coordinator, and I'm just ready to give you all some good information today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dwight Farris. I'm the program lead for the cybersecurity, both undergrad and graduate at GCU. I'm also the, what do they call us? The lead for the student camp. So basically, I'm the project lead, and I'll be the lead instructor for the teacher camp. Just brief about me, I've been teaching here for about 7 years. I was in industry for a long time. I've done just about everything there is to do in cyber and engineering and technology. And so now I decided to teach and confuse a lot of people. So that's my job.
Okay.
That's the best kind of job to have, Dr. Farris. And
Right,
Joe, real quick, I'm going to say hello to those people I don't know. You know me as Corinne, as I've emailed you several times and said thank you for applying and congratulations for getting into both either the student camp or the teacher camp. And if you have questions about logistics, I'm your person. So feel free to email me or put any questions in the chat directly to me if you need to. And off to Joe, passing the baton back to Master of Ceremonies.
All right, we have 3 student workers with us today. We have Alexandra Urbaszewski, who is our GenCyber lead. She's always very, very helpful. She'll be taking notes behind the scenes for us. We have Kimberly Meza, and she's also a student and a developer, as well as a cybersecurity student. Will be graduating in spring. And then we have our other one, Mark Lewandowski, right, Mark? Are you on mute?
Close enough. Yeah, I'm on mute.
Mark is also a student who will be with us to the almost August. He should be graduating this summer, and cyber extraordinaire. And he should be succeeding wonderfully as soon as he graduates. And then from there, we have our PDS from GCU, Peyton. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi everyone, my name is Peyton. I'm the program development specialist. I'm just here to work with admissions and help grow the College of Technology. This is gonna be a great event.
Thank you. And if you have any questions about degrees or any of the program as well, Peyton could fill you in, especially for the students. Okay, next slide. Whoops, wonderful web. Sorry, where's my little icons? There we go. So obviously our campus focused on cybersecurity. So a quick poll. Can you give us a word if you're advanced, beginner, just curious? What word would you use to describe your experience with cybersecurity? Go for it. Fill out the chat.
Okay, a lot of beginners. Okay.
Yes, mostly
Good though.
beginners. Yay,
That's
Noob.
awesome.
a noob. I like that.
Awful, really a few awfuls. It's all good.
No such thing.
All right, we have Andrew. Good.
Okay, programming.
We're still waiting for
Probably
Dave.
a beginner.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay, so that means our job is we're gonna give you a lot, but we're not out to just like fry your brain. That's not our intent. Our intent is basically get you confident. And by the way, if you have a phone, if you have a smartphone, in fact, any phone, quite frankly, in your pocket or your purse, okay, you're dealing with cybersecurity. If you have a laptop of any kind, you're connected to the internet in any way, you're dealing with cybersecurity. So just something to consider here. So quite frankly, as much as you feel you're a beginner, you're already in it. It's all good. We'll get you the rest of the way. Come on now. There we go. So here's cybersecurity. No, you don't have to know everything. We're not going to bombard you. But this is some of the domains from last 2021. It's bigger now. But there's many areas in here. We're going to be focusing right here, training, new skills, user education. And you'll hear stuff. Yep, there is a test. Yes. You'll see stuff like certifications and training, IoT, which is all the stuff you have in your house. Your refrigerator might be connected if you have an Alexa device, a Siri device, anything like that. But there's areas of all kinds. In fact, some areas deal with just laws and regulations. You wouldn't have to know how to hack a computer, but all this matters. You probably get paid better in this area than you do this area. So I just wanted to give you an idea. Social engineering, penetration testing, some of these words you might have heard, but all the stuff is out there. But the biggest one is risk. Risk. So if you're in the military, never touched a laptop, you've already been trained in risk assessment. So there's different areas that cyber feeds. Another thing you notice here in cybersecurity is there's no straight lines. In cybersecurity, things evolve, they change, they morph. Just like everybody's feeling right now with AI, OpenAI, ChatGPT, people don't know what's next. The next day, new news. Oh, this is bad. Cyber is like that. It's the good part and the bad part, but just something to consider. So again, this is not to scare you, but this is to show you, but there's different areas for anybody. It's not just hackers per se. So that's a good thing. So stuff that we do, I have a couple things to share with you. Some of the stuff we do at the Cyber Center of Excellence, where you're actually going to be working with us for that week. And then the student one after that is a place we deal with jobs, careers, degree programs, industry certifications. It's not just the classroom. So we deal with a lot of things. So you're coming to an environment that encompasses all of that, which is really, really exciting. So what I'm going to do is get you over here and take a look at what we're talking about. Now, I'm not selling you anything, just want to show you what we're dealing with. So cybersecurity, in terms of careers, there's jobs everywhere. So obviously Arizona is our focus. But if you want to work for the Department of Defense, DOJ, FBI, all that kind of stuff, lots of jobs in the East Coast, everywhere. But jobs down here, because this is actually, Florida has grown immensely over the last 2 years. Georgia. That's where Marvel films most of their actual films now. So there's a lot more cyber going on there with that kind of secrecy. I mean, we know about Texas and Cali, but Cali's actually been dropping, believe it or not. And there's more jobs growing in Montana, in North Dakota, South Dakota. This used to be 0 2 years ago. So stuff's growing everywhere. The other side is this, is I was mentioning earlier that you can be a specialist coming out of networking or software development. And if you scroll down here, you will see salaries. Now, much of us as teachers right now going, what? Right? And the other part is you can move around in these particular areas and notice that the actual, let me shrink just a little bit so you can see. So over time, as your actual career grows, yes, there's stuff to be made. So you're like, well, I want to jump from here to here. Now, does education come into play? Absolutely. The higher you go, I'm sorry, why did I do that? Let's click on here. The higher you go, the more you need more education. Okay. And yes, there's certifications of all kinds, but the stuff that's interested in the stuff that's big out there right now, let me go back over here to regular cybersecurity, threat hunting, risk management, threat intelligence, network firewalls, and phishing. Yes, they're actually hiring professional phishers with a PH, not F. Just keep this in mind, that they're actual jobs to do things. And the other part, remember, as a beginner, the tools are the same for the good guys, the bad guys, all of it. The tools are the same. We all use everything. It's how you use them and what you use them for that makes the huge difference. And at GCU, we do everything ethically. I just wanted to share. So you're talking about some serious stuff, careers. Now, it depends where you live. I mean, Phoenix isn't as high as this, but I will tell you, go to New York, you're starting at 135. But the cost of living, San Diego, New York, San Francisco. So I just wanted to show you, but there are no real straight lines like a dentist, a lawyer. You can specialize, but it's pretty straightforward. IT's a lot like that too. Cyber is like a big snake. So it's scary and it's exciting. So anyway, any questions so far? Thoughts as you're looking at this? We don't want you switching out of teacherhood, but yeah, there's money to be made out there, but it does take a while. It takes a lot of effort. And there's also, you have to have a passion for learning. That is the biggie. You must keep learning. Otherwise, you'll never see that money. So here's our website. And I have one particular area here for GenCyber. So I'm going to put this in the link in the chat. Okay, please bookmark this. And it's not so much you have to click on these things, but it's a place to get started. You can see some of our other camps if you're curious of what you're getting into. So just a free little slideshow of the stuff we used to do. Yes, Dan is in there as well. And then we have a bunch of other resources to be helpful as well. So just to let you know, this is what we have. So we have a YouTube channel. You want to see what we're up to. We have a Discord. If you didn't get the link earlier, you can click on this and it will take you to log into our Discord. Okay, so now our Discord is used for our CCE, and we have a whole area just for you for GenCyber, students and teachers, teacher camp, student camp. So I really would like you to actually get an account for this, whether you do this tonight or soon. Please do this. Yes, Cori, please.
So, Joe, just for those of us who may not know, I'm going to, first off, the CCE, we talk a lot about the CCE. That is the Cyber Center of Excellence here at Grand Canyon University. That is on the 3rd floor in our technology building. So that's where you will be for the teacher camp and the student camp. So that's what we mean by CCE, Cyber Center of Excellence. Secondly, is anyone unfamiliar with Discord? I know that's a strange question for many of you students, and especially if you might be a gamer, it definitely, for me anyway, was a platform for gamers, as I learned about it through my son, the gamer. I was not a Discord native, but if you're not familiar with Discord, Joe, you might want to just go over Discord briefly, if you don't mind. It looks like we don't have a lot of, I mean, there's obviously many are familiar, but there are some that are unfamiliar with Discord.
Absolutely.
And you know, talk about how we're using it for GenCyber rather than for, like, if I was a gamer and I use it in gaming.
Well, absolutely. So
Thanks.
Discord, again, is an app, sort of like Slack. Somebody put, Andrew put in there. It's like Slack. It has channels. And a lot of gamers use it, so they're familiar. So we sort of use that because obviously a lot of students are familiar with it. But we also use it, and we don't do a lot of gaming in here, as you notice, but we have different topics for different areas where we just share, whether it's links, information, news. Down here, you'll see classes. So they have the resources. I paste a lot of resources in here because sometimes, as you notice, the Zoom chat can get sort of out of hand. And once we leave today, our stuff is gone into the Zoom chat. At least in Discord, we can leave some of the old message boards, for those who've been around for a while, message boards, same kind of thing. And that is sort of the way we're using it. So you could look stuff for career. Students are always asking us for advice. So we'll find stuff that's going on in today's world. So anything, we have job boards, bug bounties. So we have a lot of things in here for resources that you can always go back to, scroll up, or ask questions. When we were doing, for instance, which we will be doing, it's called the CTF, a competition called Capture the Flag. It'll be for both weeks. Sometimes teachers would like to reach out in our Discord and ask other students for help out there. It's pretty funny, but in a way it's resourceful. So that's the one thing. So again, yours will be at the bottom of GenCyber 2023, regular updates for both camps. And then I have a teacher camp and student camp. And then any kind of support you might have questions on. And then we had an old one if you guys want to see some of the stuff that we used to do. So you get an idea what it looks like. So,
Oh, Joe, really good
go.
question. Really good question came in the chat. Username, our name, nickname for Discord. Let me tell you. I
I'm
see
laughing
Stephen
because I
laughing.
was trying to type, but she got it quicker than I did.
It's all
I
good. Whatever you wish. As long as it's not, it's good. Go ahead, Cori.
Whoa. Whatever you wish. Okay, I'm going to be the teacher brain here. You can say whatever you wish, but when you go into your Discord server and you see Jolly Rancher 29, I have no idea who you are. And I work with many college students in Discord channels. And the very first thing I ask is, you guys have to tell me who you are, because I don't know who Jolly Rancher 29 is. So, Joe, what is your naming convention for GenCyber camps?
I'm sort of like what you just said. If we have to know who they are, we ask them directly or we direct message them.
So I'm Cori Araza, if that gives you any indication as to how I want people to see me in Discord. I want
I'm
you
Joe
to know who I am.
Yeah, Cori, we want them to be identifiable for camp. So no crazy nicknames, because we're going to rely on that for information. So please.
There's the rule.
Okay,
try to give us something. Yes.
so the next question was, would you like us to change our server Discord name? So if you have a different Discord name for camp purposes, I think I heard yes. We'd
Yes.
like you to change that name. Okay, thank you. Good questions.
Okay.
I'm changing mine.
I have a question.
Yes. Question? Let's see. It says when I signed up, they asked for an email address and password.
What if
It's not? Go ahead.
I hear Timothy trying to ask a question. Timothy, try again.
I use Discord for a different server. I'm a gamer and I use a bunch of different servers. If I change my name, it would impact the other servers.
You're really breaking up, Timothy.
I'm understanding what he's trying to say.
What's that?
Discord does offer a function where you can set a username or a nickname per server. So if joining the GenCyber Discord, you should be able to go ahead and set a nickname for this specific server.
Thank you, Mark.
And Luca gave a great answer. On the right, you can find your name and right-click the pencil and edit server profile. You can change your name there. Thank you, Luca.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes. Okay. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Of course, you have all this time to sign up. I was just giving you this right now so you can start asking some questions after the Zoom that you might think of later, or you put a link or something to ask about. So that's the idea. And like I said, when we go through some things, this is a permanent way where we can leave all of our resources that we keep sharing with you. That way, if somebody leaves, comes back, they can go back to the Discord and get those things.
And that's a great way to end that this conversation, Joe is just giving you all a repository of
Yes.
information. And it could have been given to you in Google Classroom or Slack or email, but Discord is the flavor and the language of cybersecurity at GCU as far as communication platform is concerned. So that's the platform we're using. Does that work?
Absolutely. And is it required? We'd like you to say yes, but no, you can go to the camp without using it, but you're really losing out with the resources that we're going to share. Josh. And you need the desktop app. No, I'm actually on the web right now, even though I have a desktop app. Great question. And if it's blocked at work, we understand.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cori, go ahead.
No, they'll block it, the desktop app. So going through the browser is the only option in some areas.
Mhm.
And that's because of cybersecurity, right?
Yeah. Don't worry about all the rest of these over here. These are mine. I'm part of many Discords. So, okay. Any other questions on the Discord? And I'll move on to the next slide. Okay. Yes, absolutely, Tracy. Absolutely. This is just sort of a taste of stuff. This is not all right now. Yeah, we'll go through step by step during the class. So careers, we'll be talking about that during the actual week. I'm not going to go through all of these, but we'll talk about different kinds of careers in cyber. Oh, don't worry about all that. We'll catch up. We're used to this. So we're just trying to give you a taste right now. As you saw, we talked about the dates. The last of June is teachers, and the second week will be for students. And yes, we do a little bit of everything for you. Even if you're an absolute beginner, we're doing everything with you. It's all good. Most of it's hands-on. So this is the kind of stuff we're looking at here. So let's say Monday you come in, you arrive, you check in, you see we have some icebreakers and introductions. We give you a pre-survey, a parking lot. Stephen, talk about parking lot, please.
So our parking lot is set up so that at any time during our lessons or during the instruction, you all will be able to walk up to the board and just write questions down so that you don't forget them. So at the end of the afternoon, when we start wrapping up some of the concepts or wrapping up our sessions, we'll address those parking lot items to make sure that we were able to answer each of the questions that you all had.
Excellent. Thank you. Also, we'll talk about different concepts of cyber. Basically, how do you live it every day with cyber? So that's one of the things we're going to tackle first before all the high-tech stuff. You already, in it, as I mentioned when we started, you have a phone, you have data, you have social media. We have to look at all that together. Then we'll give you a small little cyber challenge, and then we'll start talking about some concepts. High concept, we're not going to bury you with tons of details, but at least you can take a lot of these, teachers can take a lot of this back to your classroom. Okay, and then teachers, most students are going to groan, but teachers do get a free laptop, except it's not a Windows laptop. It's not a Mac laptop. It's going to be an Ubuntu Linux laptop. So hitting ChatGPT, I am sure we're going to be discussing it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay, so after that, we take a break and then we come back down, how to use the laptops and go everything, because we'll have Callie, we'll have sorts of hacking tools on it. And then we'll introduce you to a CTF and some try hack me. So we have different things for different days. Nothing's the same every day. We'll have guest speakers for you. We'll also deal with stuff like cyber bots, maybe a little touch of AR or VR. We have Spheros. We have, let's see what else we got here. I like Fridays myself. What kind of demos can teachers take back to teach outreach activities? And then how to converse with your district technology people to evolve cyber in your classroom, even if it's just cross-curriculum or you're talking about concepts may affect social studies. I know it's the old word versus today, social studies or math or cryptography. So we're going to try to touch a lot of those areas all over. So it touches different areas, especially in STEM. We'll talk about phishing, all sorts of how to check your email with tools you already have, you just don't know exist. You're already part, whether it's a Mac, Windows, anything, Outlook, even online. We'll talk heavily about passwords and how everything is changing. So we got a lot of stuff, cipher wheels. So we have a lot of stuff for you. Again, we also use Kahoots, whatever it takes to make learning fun and easy. And yes, AI will be discussed. And yes, Linux. Yes, we have Linux. We love Linux. Sorry, wrong one. We're out here. Go back here. Why does it do that? So sensitive. So anyway, we deal with Wireshark. So yes, we're dealing with Linux. That's where the Ubuntu laptop comes in. And students, you will also deal with Linux, especially for our CTF. You have to know more Linux than you do Windows, but you learn it on the fly. So it's all good. Okay, anything else? Again, this stuff is still being developed a little bit. This is not all in stone, and then we're fluid. So if something takes off and becomes very popular and takes some more time, we'll make it work. That's just why we use a Trello board. We just make things and adjust on the fly. Any questions of what you're looking at here? Do you need your own laptop? No. Do you want to bring your laptop? Yes, or your iPad. Mostly on laptop. Don't bring iPads because most of the stuff, if you're doing some Linux, it's not going to work well on your laptop and your iPad or iDevices. Homework, yes, you will get resources. That's where that Discord comes in. And the teacher schedule or students are alike, but they are slightly different for different subjects. So roughly the same schedule, close to it. Yes, close to it. Some things will change because teachers, if you look at the bottom, we actually have to work with you to develop some lesson plans. Students just want to go play with esports, right? Okay, so yeah, so but more or less, it's a lot of it's the same. You might even have an FBI speaker for you as well. So we all have to behave in class and make sure we stay ethical. Okay, any other questions? Cori, this one, I believe we're feeding them, right? Oh, yes, Dwight?
Yes, we are feeding you. Sorry, I'm over here in Discord already. So I'm getting all distracted.
Yes, we are.
We are feeding you lunch, breakfast and lunch. So this is a camp. So we don't want you to go leave campus to go get food. No, we want you to stick around. It's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Any other questions before I move on to the next one?
Hold on. Did you say that students should bring a laptop, or is the laptop optional?
I answered that. I says laptops are optional. We have laptops in our actual CCE, but if you would like to bring a laptop, you're welcome to. Service dog, Cori, Dr. Farris?
Yes,
Yeah, you can bring a service dog as long
Yes.
as it's a service dog.
yeah, we can't say no to that, so, yes.
Okay. Okay, good questions.
It's too hot
Anything
for
else?
doggy to stay outside, so yeah.
Okay. All right. Next. I mentioned these are ready resources, our website. We just went through that. We'll talk about some stuff. So when you actually hear cyber news that can affect you versus always the high, big stuff, we'd like you to feel better that when you start hearing these things, that it makes sense to you. Not freaking out about it, but at least it makes sense. So here we go. You'll probably see this versions of this all over in different forms. This should sound familiar, even though this is from 2018. Last year, T-Mobile was hacked over 100 times in 1 year. So hopefully you get the a gist of this. Couple things here, not just T-Mobile, but I know, but just T-Mobile was hacked over 100 times with all the data they have. So cyber hats, one of the lessons we'll talk about. This is really brief for today, so you know the difference, especially a lot of the beginners. White hat hackers are also known as ethical hackers. Those are the good pros, good students, good people in this industry. White hats, it's an actual term. Next is the gray hats. They play around, they sometimes violate law, script kiddies, people that just have enough to be dangerous, and sometimes they cross the line and get in big trouble. Sometimes they're nosy, stuff like that. The black hat hackers are commonly known as cyber criminals and threat actors. Those are terms we'll learn more about. So black hat, you'll hear, oh, black hat conference. Yes, that's what it's called. It doesn't mean everybody there is a criminal, but the point is the black hat side is considered no rules. Whatever it takes, they do, period. Mm-hmm. So white hats, we follow the rules. Sometimes it slows this down big time. Warrants, law enforcement, people that don't understand different states, different laws. So we will talk more. Yes, DEF CON. DEF CON is the largest collection of all hats. in particular cyber, where you will watch literally 150,000 hackers, no matter what side of the world, walking in Las Vegas with badges on their chest.
Yes.
It's wide open season, so.
Wide
we'll
open.
Be very
in
careful.
Vegas. And it's been doing it going, this year will be the 31st years.
And don't bring your cell phone. Turn it
Red
off.
Hat is known as Linux for IBM that owns Red Hat. Green Hats, I've heard of them. Blue Hats now. There's actual other teams. There's Red Team, which is offense, Blue Team. We'll talk about all that stuff during the week. But I just want to give you a taste that some of the concepts will try to make it easy to understand, but this is what it is. There is no like in between. This is pretty much what it is out there. So we'll give you a lot of that kind of information. So if anybody needs to take a break, it could be 1 minute, 2 minutes. If you need to go to the restroom really quick here, because we're going to do some hands-on. So if you will just stretch your legs, we're actually way ahead of time. It's up to you. I can keep going, but if you just need to stretch, go for it. Or get your coffee refilled really quick here. And then we're going to do a little hands-on, real easy stuff.
So Joe, here's a question for you to think about before everybody comes back. And that,
Yes.
and here's the question. It's what jobs can you get if you're a black hat?
Anything you want, as long as you're not caught.
You probably won't stay employed because you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, usually black hats don't need to work, Corey.
This is
Oh,
from one of your
This is not
attendees
the other
online
job.
right now.
It's jello job.
This is from an attendee. So you guys are, you got your work cut out for you.
Well,
Caitlin,
I'm going to throw something out there. The United States, you can be the, I'm sorry, go ahead, Dr. Farris. Go
The
ahead.
camp does not cost.
It's totally
Just want
free.
to Answer that right away. It
And
doesn't-
the same person asked, what if I'm good at not getting caught?
Well, come to camp to get your white hat.
Yeah. Well, bring
And
your
in
wife
camp,
down.
you better stay white hat.
And the fact
Rob,
that
you
he
know
or
what?
she is anonymously asking these questions, interesting, very interesting.
And the only thing they need to do is catch you once.
Yep.
Rob Lynch, to answer your question, go ahead and email me that question and I will give you some information specifically to your question. Okay. What else have we got? Any other Q&As?
Earn IT Act. I haven't heard of that one.
Earn IT app.
Yeah, that's relatively new. We probably won't talk about it during camp.
Okay.
So
Is jail a job? You guys are cracking me up already.
You can work in jail.
It's like asking
I didn't say what side.
as a bank robber.
Just
You're so right.
yeah,
Oh,
Andrew, we will tolerate gray hats. That's fine. But basically, we're going to convert you to a white hat before you leave.
Yes. We're going to bleach that hat. Okay. Everybody back? Should I keep going? Should I wait just a minute or two? Give me a heads up. I'm not looking to rush, but we are
Okay.
actually way ahead of schedule.
Awesome.
Hey, we can see Dan now.
If there's anyone that I missed, it doesn't look like I missed anyone, but it looks like we have 42 attendees so far. If you're not able to talk, please let me know.
Yeah, I kept on getting such early love in the beginning. I had to come and show my face.
Had to show your face since you're a panelist there, Dan. So
I should.
Hey, I wore the shirt for today too.
there you go.
Oh, look at him. Where is he? Where is he? Let's move him over.
All right, he's moved over.
Oh, you got him? Thank you. All right.
I'm on it.
Thank
thanks
you.
for representing, Dan.
Cool.
Of course.
Yes, Rob, we will not be covering the dark arts. So we're not going to give you any fuel for that.
We'll demonstrate, but we're not going to teach it.
No.
Okay. Everybody else ready to go? Okay, so
Okay,
let's,
Timothy.
there we go. Hands-on time. There, an adventure, and actually an animation on the web. There we go. So let's take a quiz. I will go get this link for you. I want everybody to do this. Let me get the link and I will get it for you. Where's my keynote? Give me a moment. Where'd it go? I will get this shortly. There we go. Let's see. Here it comes, everybody. Please take this quiz. It won't take that long, but please, everybody, and let us know your results. You can put it in Discord. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. You can put it in Discord. You can put in your results in this chat. And it doesn't matter what your score is, just share. We're not recording anything, so you can just put your name and email, and that's fine.
Mhm. We need some Jeopardy music.
I would. Where are we? I'm going to go back to there we go. Most people do not get 100%. Yeah, you're right. I do need the music.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Do I have it? I should find it. Where is search?
I think you would have to stop your share, wouldn't you? Because you have to check that box in the bottom left-hand corner
Or
to enable the sound from your computer.
I just thought my microphone might pick it up.
Oh, okay.
Does it hear it? Did you hear it?
It is very, very faint.
No, you need to enable the audio.
Well, I tried. Zoom is not as friendly as it used to be with all these little options. It used to be easy to do. I believe it's 8 questions. 8 or 10. Got quiet in the room, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got an 8 mark. Good. And make sure you share it all, everyone.
Wait, I was gonna say, I think I missed that one. Okay.
You can't access the quiz, might be blocked. We'll revisit this during the camp. I just wanted to
Yes.
share it.
You know what's interesting, Joe, is that at a place of employment, like that I teach at another college as well as this one, and they force us to take these phishing quizzes every 3 months. It's like starting to get really serious about, you better know the answers to these quizzes eventually. So I just
Wow.
thought that was very interesting. I keep getting, like, you know how you have to take the Title IX style
yes.
quizzes. The phishing is starting to become a part of those requirements, not for all businesses, but for many.
Yes.
Okay,
It does.
Mr. Ferris, Dr. Ferris.
Hey, I appreciate his
Honesty, huh?
the honesty. Thank you. Yes. And again, don't worry about scores. This is only a taste for today of pre-camp, but we had to give you some hands-on. So I have like 3 hands-on things for you. Okay.
So this is definitely a good place just to start, just to see where your knowledge is, because by the time either this session is over or by the time the summer camp is over, your scores will, I believe they will definitely improve.
Okay, we got an 8 out of 8. You do need 9.
Wow, we
to
have some
be
8 out of
100%.
8.
Oh,
Wow.
but they needed 9 for 100%, right?
It's just eight questions.
Yes.
But you need nine to
You need 9
pass.
to pass.
Great.
Okay. But it makes you think, regardless of your score, it really does make you think. And this is a little bit older. As you're taking, just listen, but we're going to show you some stuff, why this is so important. We talk about things like phishing and don't click on an email, but we're going to go through a little in depth during both camps, because two major areas of over 90% of all hacks, all bad ones you hear in the news, is either due to a bad or easy password or a bad fish that somebody clicked on. Insurance covers the rest, like sometimes natural disasters or things like a server goes down and by its, it just runs out of gas, or a fan breaks, or a hard drive melts. That stuff's taken care of and is managed. Doesn't make it easy, but it's managed. The stuff like this is where insurance starts going anymore. You need to train your employees. You need to train. And most people just want the convenience. No, I can figure it out. And when you come to camp, I will give you a quick demonstration how crazy good the hackers have become, where it becomes better than Bank of America or better than Amazon itself. It's so good and hard to spot. But this is the stuff we have to learn first. And once you get better and more confident at this, you will start sharing amongst your friends, family, and students, or even like for those who are younger students now, older people, what to watch out for, because the elderly are literally the ones picked on for most of this stuff. And we're talking big money, not $30, that kind of stuff. But this is a major issue. This is where more training, like Cori brought up, it's part of the actual culture of training, but it's still not hard enough. It's still not pushed hard enough. So, but that's the kind of stuff we're going to be playing with. So you see a lot of sevens, but we got a good mix.
So I would like to make an announcement. I see a lot of responses to the panel and host and panelists. If you would, when you're making your entering your submissions, please change that to everyone instead of host and panelists, so that we all can see.
Thank you. So we learned something today already. That very few, it's not as easy as it looks. So that's just another one. So let's move on to the next section. Next one's called Google Foo. Yes, that's what it's called, Google Foo. So we're going to do a little bit more on that during the weeks. However, the one exercises today is I would like you to actually go to google.com. Some of you might be already there if you do a new page or a new tab, or type it in google.com. Like I use DuckDuckGo for typically my search engine. So please go to Google. Now, before you start typing stuff, I would like you to type your name in quotations and do a self-search. Just do a self-search and see what comes up for yourself. You don't have to copy and paste what you find unless you have a comment, which is more than welcome, but take a look and see. Is it you? Start doing this more often. Keep an eye on your own self, your own data, or family members. Try it out. No, you're not stalking. Okay, but quotation is a good place. Cori, need practice. So please do. This is called Google Foo. Okay, there's a lot more to this. Google dorking, things like this, which are part of cybersecurity. But we're going to show you a few tricks during the weeks that'll help you search much, much better, much more efficient, a little more cyber-like. We would like to actually have you fine-tune your resourcefulness on the web, regardless of all the high-tech definitions and terms. It's not what we're trying to give you. We're trying to become more resourceful, more aware, how to react without panicking, things like that. So please do that to yourself and let us know if you found anything interesting. See if there's pictures. You can also click on images. How many images of you pop up?
Look at those images. Wow, look at that guy.
So if you did on me, I've done photography, but that's not me. I've actually directed movies, but that's not me. But at least I know what's there and what's not there. So keep an eye. Okay, you can also do like videos. So you can start looking, see what's out there. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Alter egos. For me, I am John Knoll. That is my doppelganger when I was younger. So I used to not have a beard. I always had a goatee. So when the students I used to teach high school, that's who they found as my doppelganger when I was younger. So see right here, there it is. Now you're laughing. Yeah, it just takes a little while because I've grown up.
That's hilarious.
Who is John Knoll? This is a good one. He's famous.
He works at GCU.
There we go. There's my John Knoll picture. John Knoll was one of the creators of Photoshop, him and his family, and all sorts of stuff, including Industrial Light and Magic. He's extremely famous. Oh, you do, Tracy. Another person with your exact name. Okay. Arcadia News website. Okay. Okay. So this is the stuff we will explore deeper. This is just a taste today. But please, again, give yourself news. Anything shows up in news on Google. So anything surprising, check things out. Never be afraid to try yourself, but use quotations to start with. So that's my nickname, if you will. I do my full name.
Rob, we're all for it.
There we go. You are the, okay then. All right. So.
Cinco de Mayo, look at you.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, some weird stuff out there. But there are a few others. See, there we go. So so Google Food. But please keep this in mind. Don't be afraid. There's other tricks.
Rob,
So
yeah,
next-
I think Papa John's pizza. I like it.
Yeah, we have to. We have to. I love it. All right, next one. I would like you to go to this website. I will grab this for you. Give me a moment. Where is my, there we go. Is an open? Yeah. There we go. And here comes the next link. And Stephen, please pass it on as usual.
Yep.
Okay, so I would like when you're finished with that, there's no rush, but I'd like you to go to, here we go, this one. Have I been pwned? Have I been pwned? And we're going to do 3 things with this. So stick with me. Have I Been Pwned is a legitimate open source website, is the king, run by Troy Hunt, which is actually a senior vice president out of Microsoft. This has been around for now 8.5 years. Governments use it. This is the king website for checking things. It's not infallible, but since you're working on your home computers, this should be okay. This right here, this is yes, we're going to do this together. So the first thing it's asking you is an email address, or you can actually put your phone number here because it says or phone. So I'll do mine first so it doesn't look so scary, but you have to use your code out here in your area code. So 1909 for United States. Okay, so please try that. Try your phone number if you wish. Cell number, whatever you wish, as long as it has your area code with the number 1. If you'd like to share green or red as we do this today, feel free. I'm not going to keep a track record. Try it out. And yes, you can bookmark this. And this is one of those sites that if hopefully works in your school, this is a good one to teach. And for those who've done that, you can try and email that. It's my old teaching email, so I know it's red. So my email has shown up in 15 data breaches and 9 pastes, which means they found stuff and let it up. So you're lighting up like Rudolph's nose.
Oops, wrong line, sorry.
Yeah, tell it to everybody, Stephen. Come on. Okay. I'm going to check one more. So you can check multiple ones. I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Nothing crazy today. Oh no. 5 data breaches. Anybody else read? Very good, Luca. Yeah, Yahoo. Yahoo's all red. I'm about to answer that, Isaiah. Well, no, don't scam. Don't click on the 1Password yet. I'll explain all of it. No, I'll explain. I promise. I'm going to share it. This is a bit of a quiz.
I love how she says Should I be worried?
Well, when I explain, you might be.
Tracy, that's the best.
So quite
That's why
frankly,
you're coming to camp. This is why
That's
you're
right.
coming to camp.
so like I said, these are the types of tools. These are the types of tools we'd like to give you back, especially the teachers taking it back to the classroom versus trying to give you stuff that cost a fortune or blocked. So anyway, so if it's red, what is the first thing you're going to do if it's red? Anybody? Is beyond red.
It's beyond.
Cry.
Cry, but you can make a decision. You will change your password. We'll discuss that more in depth during the weeks, but you will change your password. Okay. Now, scrolling down, it tells you where the breaches happened. Now, I'm a photographer, so 500 Pics was a very famous website. Used to have Yahoo used to have theirs as well. And it tells you a little bit of a summary of what happened. Discus, Nitro, these are nothing bad sites. Animoto was basically a place, I used to teach media production. So this was a place to make music videos on the web. Okay. So the other one I showed you earlier. Adobe, we trust Adobe, but Adobe gets hacked all the time. Okay. Animoto again, Bitcoin, a Dropbox, Gravatar, LinkedIn. So these are sites, they're all business sites. I have no gaming sites, not that I'm picking on gaming, but I have nothing here that's suspicious. So it's not a matter of if you're going to get hacked or a company has a breach. It's a matter of just when it's reported, if ever. Okay, so that's one of the things about cyber. Okay, so this is one section here. So please bookmark this. Now, to answer the question about 1Password. 1Password.com is a password manager software. The gentleman that makes this is on their board. So therefore, and it uses the 1Password password manager uses this site's database, okay, to check against passwords. And it's just like you're doing now, but it's inside the password manager. So that's why that is there. So buying a password manager, we're going to cover more during the week. I don't want to go too deep in that today because I'm not here to sell you anything. But we'll have a nice discussion about different options, what you can do free, what could you do with your mobile devices, cloud versus not cloud. We'll have a good discussion about that during the weeks, including students, okay, because there are free options out there as well. Well, here's the one rule. If you're using free Google Chrome, not enterprise, and it asks you to save your passwords, how many of you do? You let the browser save everything? My husband does, yes. Okay. If you're using a free browser, you do not let it save your passwords. Now, if you're at a game or a small little website, not a big deal, okay. But if you're doing banking, you're doing mortgages, you're doing any kind of finances, you're doing any kind of like social security numbers, driver's license, because even the Arizona MVD site loves to save your stuff for you. It'll offer to keep your credit card information too. Okay, that's the stuff you have to be wise about. So a password manager could be more helpful. We'll talk more later, but that's one. So now the third thing, passwords. Please click on it up here. Passwords. Don't start typing a bunch of passwords in, please. First rule, your own machine, okay, but if you're in a third-party machine, such as a school machine, we never put sensitive information in a browser on somebody else's machine. However, if you have an old gaming password or something that you didn't use for a while, you just want to check it today, that is fine. So go ahead and put something like that in here just for testing today. Go ahead and check a password. See what comes up. Go ahead, red, green, tell us. You can type password. It has shown up almost, people have used it almost 10 million times. Type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 37.5 million times. People use really bad passwords all the time. Here's a favorite one. If you go on your keyboard and you type QWERTY, QWERTY, first line. People do this. Type in I love you. Okay, good, green, good, good, good. Now, if you scroll down, regardless, it'll tell you the history. Well, it used to. I guess they changed it. Okay. If you ever want to click on stuff to know more, it'll actually, you can click on the area and it'll tell you the whole story of what this whole stuff is. It's not magic on the cloud. He has a 17 terabyte large file that everything's checked against. In fact, you could theoretically download this, it'd take you a while, and put on a local machine to check against it anyway. We're just using the web today. Okay, this stuff is updated about once every 6 months, maybe sometimes sooner. So if there's a major breach and it goes public, usually he gets to collect it and put it in the database. There's more to this. We're going to cover it during the weeks, but I just want to give you a taste. Okay, there's just some hands-on things I want to give you so you can start playing a little bit. So let's get back to here. Next, we're going to be doing called the CTF, or capture the flag, which is basically different versions of basically a test, and with different kinds, whether it's web reversing. So I want to just give you a quick look that looks like ours. So we make it easy for you. Some are really easy. You have to go on Google and do some research. And then it starts getting harder and harder and harder, which is a challenge. And then we have scoreboards, and we're going to be doing this for each camp. Okay, these are my testers, so we get to track everything. And then hopefully we'll have some big swag at the end, provided by Cori and her team, or the rest of us, or Peyton, to come up with some stuff to help you out for the winners. So I just want to share with you. So we're going to be doing these types of activities every single day, a little bit to keep trying and making our skills, actually honing our skills quickly. So don't be afraid. This is all easy stuff when it begins. And then there's some stuff that is hidden treasures. So you start getting better, and all of a sudden new ones start popping up. So we have a lot of wonderful things to play with. And a lot of these are actually designed by students, which should be fun. So we have 120, how many now, Mark or Kimmy? 120 something challenges for you. Quite a bit. Okay, so yeah, that's all this is. So next, let's see here. So that's a big one. So I'd like to give you one to get started on your own. You don't have to do all this today. I'm sorry, let me go back over here to control, there we go. You don't have to do this tonight. This is something we'll be doing during the week, but if you'd like to get started, you don't have to buy anything. Stephen, if you would push that one up. I'm almost finished. So this is a place where you don't have to compete all the time, but it actually gives you different kind of learning paths. And for the free version, you can access this for 1 hour a day, right, Mark? 1 hour a day. If you want to purchase it, you can. I suggest the annual fee, and there is an educational discount. They just raised the prices last week, but as a learning tool, they do offer discounts to try to get to your classroom if we get to that point. We'll talk more about that during the week.
Absolutely.
But the beautiful, yes. So right here is an actual button called Learn. This is the biggie. And there are learning paths, there are modules, there are rooms. So for instance, I'm going to just show you just an example. And again, learning cybersecurity, Linux, there's all these little things, and they're not hard to do. They get better and harder, but at the beginning of it, it is not that hard to do. So we're going to touch base on that during the week, but it's called tryhackme.com. There's a bunch of others, but we're sort of focused because this has a lot of learning rooms for all levels, and it doesn't dumb it down for you. It makes it at a level that you can learn quickly. So it's a great resource. So that's kind of thing. Now, we're not doing tons of it. We are going to use it to enhance. Okay, especially the student camp could be doing a lot of these as well. Let's see here. Best practices. We will learn. You don't have to memorize all this now, but we're going to talk about, while you're in the actual class, how to update some of your systems or take notes to go do it at home. Different things about accounts, how to make better passwords. What's 2FA and MFA and all the stuff that's out there. You'll not have to pay for TryHackMe. This is you get about an hour free. We're not going to bombard you to death. Okay. There's a free version. Okay. So what else do we have? I want to answer questions first. Yes, I'm getting there, Cori. I'm getting there with the cyberbots and stuff. Okay. But that was the hands-on. Let's see here. Next, we don't need all this. Moving on.
So I think that there were just some confusion about maybe like, is this about the logistics of the camp? And no, our thoughts today were to give you a little bit of a preview
Yes.
of what we'll be digging into even further.
Yeah, just because you read it on a Trello board, I wanted to give you some visuals to understand and get a taste of some hands-on. So that's all I was doing, is showing you some tools, how to make better passwords. All right, one last hands-on, then we'll go to the actual logistics as it was brought up. This one's easy. Please pass this one, Stephen. For teachers, you're getting an actual Ubuntu laptop. I already can play with this today. You click to it. This is what a basic version of Ubuntu looks like. You click the buttons. Looks pretty easy. You can open up word processor. So when we talk about Linux,
Good for you, Isaiah. You already have Ubuntu at home.
fantastic. So just want to show you, we're not going to be scared. A lot of you said you're beginners. We are literally just using stuff, but it's not Windows license. It's free. And that's the big deal. And it's actually quite nice. And the other part is this. It's not, if you had a Windows machine from us, you'd have to go through, and if you take it to school, you would have to go through group policy, the district, all that kind of stuff here and there. Things be blocked, really nuts. You have a better chance with Ubuntu. So we just wanted to share that with you, but this is friendly. So like I says, I just wanted to show you some friendly stuff. Make it a lot of fun for you.
Joe, you have a couple more questions in the chat.
Okay.
Number one, should we
There we
send
go.
this, should we send our student with an Ubuntu laptop if we can?
Sure.
But are they going to get a laptop? Is this, I
The
can't remember.
students don't get a
Oh, it's not
laptop.
getting a
No,
laptop.
students, no, sorry.
No.
You have to be a teacher for that kind of cool
But if
stuff.
they have an Ubuntu and they want to come with it, yes. Absolutely.
Okay, great. And then do we allow location access?
That would be totally up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, teachers will get a laptop.
Yep.
Okay, but that's the idea. So you're getting something that's not Windows, not Mac, something new, something fun with the tools, bookmarks. A lot of the actual demo files are already pre-done to have. Isaiah, yes. So teachers, yes, to keep. You take it home with you.
No,
Okay.
We're gonna take it back.
Yeah, we'll take. Yes, very seriously. So.
No, you get
I was
a
thinking,
laptop to keep, yes.
So a couple things that Cori was talking about really quick. We're going to be talking about, we're doing some Spheros. We're doing some actual coding with robots. So something to consider there. And we're actually building cyber bots and working with cyber bots. We're doing a little bit of that as well, learning some Python. Okay, so like I says, we have a load of stuff. Not to overload you, but we can pivot, we can work with you, it sort of takes off, and we will work together to give you the best experience possible. So these are all the different types of things that we will actually be working with. Okay, we have a GitHub, so some things here in exercises. We have some unplugged exercises that are out there that you can get for free. And then how to take that back to your classroom and learn on things, as opposed to always the district may say, no, 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 or we can't do that. And a lot of these are actually developed by our students for you. Yes, we will have students for yes, we will have laptops for students at camp. We're already working on all that already. So I'm just sharing, we have lots of resources for you. So let me get back to this because we're almost finished with this side. Passwords, we'll talk about this. You need to see this really quick math-wise. I'm not worried about a lot of this right now. Come on. Oh, my animation does not work. I had a animated GIF here which tells you 2020, 2021, and 2022, 2023. And it shows you over the last 4 years how math has changed. When it used to take almost impossible to crack a password of this length. Now this purple is almost down here at the 12th. So I was about to show more of that during the week, but it's some crazy, crazy math that's happening. There we go. Now it's playing. You get the idea. So we'll be talking about all that. And now let's reflect, talk about the things I missed. Let's answer all your questions, thoughts. Hopefully you're not scared. You're and feel like this is exciting. Ask away. There we go. Teachers, yes.
Yes, Isaiah, I think you're beyond excited about the laptop.
Yes. Custom made.
Yes. We want you
And-
to be excited and overwhelmed. It'll be all good stuff.
And another question that comes usually right after that is, okay, great, we get this laptop. Can we use it at school? So, Dr.
Great
Farris,
question.
do you
I
want
would,
to take that? Sorry, or Joe?
Go ahead, Joe.
it really comes down to your school district and what you're supported. I think you would take them and show them. They would probably tell you if there's a problem, what you need to do or not to do. And that they probably most likely, if they're that concerned, they're going to sit with you. Hopefully they will have that dialogue with you. That's what we're trying to promote here. Some districts were like, no, we're good as long as you don't cross over here. We'll watch you on the network or use the guest network. It really comes down per district or who you have relationships with. And that's why toward the end on Friday, I mentioned earlier that we'd like to give you some vocabulary or at least phrases or things to ask them about how I can use this in the classroom versus, well, I got this thing now, blah, 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 and how to work with them to sit there if they would be a little more open-minded and work with you to expand your program or cross curriculum or club and see if they would support you further. If they could say, all right, we can't let you do this, but we're gonna let you do this versus no. So if you buy a bunch of Windows machines, you try to say, I'm doing this for cyber, most likely you're gonna get no. You buy a bunch of Kali machines, the answer is no. I mean, almost guarantee. You put Kali on a Chromebook, it's no. So how do we find the ways you can go actually have that kind of conversation to open it up? And that's what we're gonna try to help you with. Students and teachers have a like curriculum. So I'm going to bring up the Trello board, if that's okay, and I will share that. Give me a moment, and I will share that with you. As
Travis, there's plenty of parking.
Yes.
So you don't have to worry about that, and it's no cost.
I'm just about ready. Share, new share. There we go.
And then
So
Isaiah,
this is,
are you teaching us coding on terminals?
No.
Okay.
No.
Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry to cut you off there. Go ahead.
I'm going to answer a couple questions here. I just saw really quick here.
But you're going to learn Linux. It's not coding, but it's what we use as far as cyber tools. So it'll give you an idea of that same approach.
Food, we usually take them, we're going to have an arrangement for you to eat.
Yeah, we will cover food. Don't worry about food.
So here's the teacher's version, and we're working through this. This isn't all totally finished in stone yet, but this is the idea behind it. This was today. This first column is today right now, as you see, sort of going through our plan here. This is starting the Monday when you come in. So a lot of it's the same, except for the lesson plan time. Teachers have to have that time to do that. And then students, we'll probably give them a little bit more on the CTF time because they want to win. And then after that, they'll be invited to some esports activities from 3:30 or so, Cori, right? Something like that. So they can continue if they want to stay a little bit longer and go down to another lab. But a lot of the stuff is the same. Not everything is.
And Andrew, just to steal your angst here, that we're not going to be grading you or providing exams. We're going to be helping you understand this. So it's not like you'll need to grasp everything throughout the camp. This is going to be an experience, but please don't feel like you have to learn everything during this week. So don't worry about that. There's no falling behind. We're gonna help you along the way. We're not just gonna leave you out there and inundate you with so much information that you can't grasp it. So please just come, be excited. We're gonna coach you through this. Okay.
And that's
all that. Go ahead.
that's just what Dr. Farris was just saying was a great segue into Kathy Wooten's question, which is, are you going to talk about the CompTIA Security Plus certification that students can take and pass for certification purposes?
Yeah, we could talk about it. That's okay. That's fine. Absolutely.
And I'll go ahead and I'll shout out to Tracy and Andrew and some of these questions about the people that are scare-sighted. I'm gonna coin that term of being scared and excited at the same time, scare-sighted. I took the cyber camp 2 years ago, and I have kind of taught in the STEM world, but also just in the other world of first and second grade. And so I really will be there to support everybody with everybody on this board, but I'll be from the in the classroom in the K-12 world. So definitely bring all your scared sightedness to me, and we'll go through it together. We're really looking at that 3 circles of comfort zone, learning zone, and panic zone, right? And it's everything that we ask our students to do too, is get outside of our comfort zones, learn, and then when we're in the panic zone, we have all of us on this panel to help each other. So looking forward to meeting everybody.
And all of our activities, the hands-on stuff, have walkthroughs. You're not left alone and walked away. And we're going to have high school interns helping out. We have our student workers who have introduced you helping out. So there'll always be someone around basically just surrounding you to make you feel like you're getting something. In some areas, this goes for everybody. Some areas we sort of really kick in, the light bulb turns on quickly, like I get this. And some areas just doesn't. And that's okay. It really is okay. I teach a certain area, another, Stephen teaches a certain area, Dwight teaches everything. So, I mean, but my point is, but it takes years and years to get to those particular areas to feel comfortable. But that's why I showed you that first map. It wasn't there to scare you, so to show you, but you can be good in one area, but it doesn't mean you know everything else. As they say, really, there is nobody in the world that knows everything cyber. So you just pick and choose, and then when you feel confident, shine, go with it. When you're stuck or whatever, you raise your hand, we just come and talk about it, we work through it. Our whole idea here is to get you excited about something and learn something new and try and understand what you're hearing in the news or hearing at school. At least it helps you understand how you're using your data on your phone and your computer at home, no matter what. So you get something out of it, and then it's a success. For those who want a little bit further, we have enough for those who have some experience already. But if most of you are in the beginner to intermediate, you'll be absolutely fine. And we have activities we may not even use. We're okay. We're just sort of preparing, but we're also going to read the room and see where you guys like it. We're not here to force anything down your throat.
Yep.
If you need more time because something everybody's working in it and engaged, we go with it.
Yeah.
Joe, we have a great question from a teacher who's teaching cybersecurity, or I would say networking and computation at a high school. Here it is. I'm very excited for the camp since I start a revamped network security program next year with a cybersecurity class. Could you suggest how we can implement various learning platforms without getting in trouble with IT? Several OS apps and platforms such as Unity, Steam, Discord, Replit, Linux, Ubuntu, etc. are currently blocked.
Yes, that's going to, just before Joe gets into it, that is going to be a challenge. It's not something that we can blanketly tell you to use this, although there are resources out there now that should be acceptable. But once again, it's truly up to your district and your IT department. And for the most part, and Dan could chime in on this as well. It's really, it's going to be a challenge. You have to convince them that this is something that you can use to teach a very, very important topic and at that level. So we'll offer suggestions, basically when you're developing your lesson plan, during the camp, but it's really working with your district reps. And you just listed a few that shouldn't be blocked that are blocked. So.
And then add to that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, when we had the camp a couple of years ago, we did have a section or session where the teachers were able to discuss the different language that they had language styles and languages that they had to use to give to the uppers. And it was open and a fluid conversation so that when everyone left, they kind of knew what they needed to talk to their network administrators about to let them see the importance of having this particular ability. Go ahead, Joe.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. And the other side is this. There is a tool that mimics most everything out that they may say yes to. They may say no to Discord, but they may say yes to Slack. So it's how you develop a particular tool that works for the goal. And you have to keep that in mind in cyber resources and how to be resourceful without necessarily being a rebel and breaking the rules. But sometimes somebody will take a chance on yes, because they know they can't get the other stuff opened up, but they'll help you start something new. It's a little extra hard work, but sometimes that really does work. And we had a teacher out of the last camp out of Tucson who didn't know hardly anything, and he got a grant. And the grant allowed him, remember the one from Tucson? I can't remember his name at the moment, but we helped him with a small curriculum and got a grant of equipment, and the district put it together for him and says, now what do I do with all this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
down in Nogales. It was actually
That's
in
right.
Nogales.
Nogales,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, and here's a great story. He came back and said, "Oh my gosh, what do I do?" And Dr. Farris and Joe and Stephen were like on it in a minute. Like Joe had everything in Discord. This guy was so excited. So forgive me, I'll go grab his name and I'll let you know his actual
Yeah.
name. Well,
But
maybe
that
we'll have
His name was Daniel.
Daniel. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I mean, it was really a great showcase of support for university to high school support. So we will continue to support you all as we go through. I have another question. It's a good one from a student. After each day, is there any way to explore the campus or use some of the facilities, i.e. the fitness center, to work out or take a dip in the pool to cool off in the 110 plus degree heat? I would like to see what else GCU has to offer. And anonymous attendee, I will do the best I can to see what we can do. We'll talk to Peyton and find out if he's got some insider scoop for us on that question.
Okay. Okay, there's some questions here about our numbers, Cori, if you want to address those, or Dwight.
Yeah, go ahead, Dwight. Or yeah, do you want to address
I
first?
answered them, but we do have spots in the student camp. The teachers camp is full.
It is, but I think we might be able to do 2 more based on some
Yeah.
information that's just come in. But
Okay.
but the application is closed, so you have to come through me.
Yeah.
Either way. So was that for a teacher camp or student camp? I didn't see that question.
He asked for both. That was,
Okay.
that was Tracy, or she asked for both. That was Tracy.
Yeah, definitely. So Tracy, if there might be one more teacher spot available, 1 to 2, and that's just based on just recently a teacher said she was dropping out. So send me an email if you're interested, if you have another teacher. But students, definitely, we're looking for some more students.
Okay, excellent. We have 2 other questions. How long will it take me to make $100,000 plus? That's really up to you. Opportunities that come your way. Next one, would there be any capstone project that can be used in college applications? Dr. Farris, you are the king of capstones.
This could be a start of a capstone. I require a little bit more than just some of the things that we're going to cover in camp, but it can be a foundation. I'll just answer it that way.
But she's saying in college applications. So that would be like a project, like, are you saying?
Oh,
So could you use the information that you use at camp to put on a resume or for a project for college application? My answer would be yes.
so that if she's asking that, yes, absolutely. Because GenCyber supports that. And so, yes, you can put this on an application for college.
Yeah, and we'll have high school STEM interns who will absolutely be using this for their college application. So I think that's the question that you were asking there.
And also if they have resumes, even if they're young, resumes and / LinkedIn's.
Yep, please put this on.
All experiences outside the class, please put them on there. Everybody wants to see that. What are the ages required for student camp?
Juniors and seniors.
Yeah.
So student camp, we're looking for juniors and seniors. If you're a freshman or sophomore, we'll definitely, that would be all right. We can't go middle school. We tried and it just didn't work out. So sorry.
Yes. High school.
Yeah, high school, preferably juniors and seniors.
Okay. Any other questions we can continue to answer?
So all you teachers out there, if you have students that you think would benefit from this camp, please let them know and contact Cori, please.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put, I mean, you guys know my email address, but I think it's really important just because the application is closed now. So feel free to just email me and I can, and definitely students, I'm gonna try to reopen the application for the student side, but the teacher side is full for the most part. Like I said, if you have one or two, hey, you came to the training, so your friends could get in. You see how that works? You gotta show up. Showing up is half the battle. Age group for students, Carmen, is juniors and seniors preferably. That's going to be curriculum is geared towards juniors and seniors in high school. Freshman and sophomore, like astute freshman and sophomore, I believe could do it. But juniors and seniors are the hope. Cool.
Hey,
And
All
if
right.
anybody has any other like logistic questions, please feel free to email me and or type those in the chat now. I think that's
we also have the Discord. If you did sign up, you can put some questions there. We can reach as well. And we'll pass them on to Peyton, Cori, and Dr. Farris if we can't answer them. Okay. Well, if we have no other questions or thoughts, parting thoughts right now would be, we look forward to everybody coming. Like I said, we have a load of stuff coming your way for both camps. We are fluid a little bit, so it's not all in stone. There's some things that are still growing. We're still looking for some wonderful guest speakers from different parts of the industry. Says we have a lot of hands-on for you, so bring your thinking cap and we have fun and participate and go with it. And so glad you made it tonight. And final thoughts from Cori, Dr. Farris, please, and Dan.
I just put something in the chat. I will be going by your Zoom registration only for your certificate for tonight's pre-camp session. Thank you for coming, and we will be giving you a certificate for PD hours. That will be, I will be asking Joe to give me that registration form. Those are the email addresses I will be using for that certificate. Thank you.
Yes, and we're definitely looking forward to meeting all of you in person. We will have a lot of fun. So I'm hoping that this piqued your interest along with scaring you a little bit. As Dan said, this will help you to learn some of the things that are very important for us as technology users. And now we're becoming, you're more aware of what we're doing in cyber. So yes.
Urbz always says he's not scaring you, he's just giving you information. Scared sighted, everybody. I'm looking forward to it.
Best way to learn.
Okay. Well, everybody, have a wonderful evening. Have a great week, and we look forward to you. And any questions, throw her away, and we'll get them answered for you.
I believe Cori is going to be sending out the recording after Joe fixes it up.
Yeah, we'll send it out. I think the Discord channel will be a great place to put the
Absolutely.
recording as well. So keep that Discord channel handy, but I will send out a link to the recording as well if we can do that, Joe.
I'll probably make a private YouTube, and then you'll send the link out for those who need to see it.
Yep.
Sounds great. Yep. We got you covered, everybody. Take care.
Great, thank
See you
you
in the
all.
summer. See you in the hot summer.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jethro. See you soon.
See you.